He could be serving life sentence in prison without possibility of release with parole. It's pretty serious. It's pretty damn serious. Front page, CNBC, FTX founder arrested in the Bahamas after U.S. files criminal charges. So right now, we know he's still in the Bahamas. The authorities in Bahamas said they will be working with the U.S. and they will be extraditing him. But in the meantime, they will still continue to investigate on their end. But right now, they're fully complying. And they said they did this on the behalf of the U.S. and the Justice Department. So everyone's, of course, been complaining about how SBF, after this whole collapse, is still enjoying himself inside his $45 million mansion this whole time and still tweeting away, right? People have been wondering, why has he not been arrested, right? Finally, it's happening. And what are they charging him for? A lot, including wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering. Okay, some serious charges. And what's the tweet I want to get to? Yeah, this one right here. If he's convicted, okay, of wire or bank fraud, he could be serving life sentence in prison without possibility of release with parole. It's pretty serious. It's pretty damn serious. I don't know who actually found this. Supposedly, there was an inner circle group chat called wire fraud. Okay, it just sounds too ridiculous to be true. But this also came out today, how SBF, Caroline, his cronies, Gary Wang, and others, they were in this group chat that talked about how they could break other people's platforms and basically a whole lot of legal stuff. Now, of course, SBF, before he got arrested, he tweeted us out that this is not true. I was not a member of that circle, right? I'm quite sure it's false. I never heard of such a group. I mean, are you kidding? The group, of course, would be something that he's aware of, right? Because he is probably the person that started it. So this whole thing of acting dumb, like, oh, I've never heard of it. It could be there, but I don't know about it. Okay, well, that is going away, obviously, right? Now, there is one theory. There's one theory why this is happening today of all days, right? And Dave Portnoy actually called it out. Wait, does SBF arrest mean he suddenly doesn't have to testify tomorrow? Could it be true? That is shady as F, right? That's the thing. He was set to testify tomorrow in front of the House committee on FTX, right? And all of a sudden, this arrest request comes in today, a day before that. So maybe some people are afraid that he may finally just spill his guts and reveal a lot more than he has been telling, which may be the reason why he agreed to testify in the first place. Federal prosecutor in South District of New York unsealed charges against disgraced FTX co-founder, charging him with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, security fraud, standalone charges of security fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, and significantly conspiracy to defraud the United States and campaign finance regulators. Ooh, that's new. Ooh. Because yesterday it was just like security fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit it. But now they're adding in conspiracy to defraud the United States and campaign finance regulations. Wow. You know what? You know, Gary Gensler better watch out, because he was the one that was working with SBF, trying to get in the good graces of CFTC and trying to cater to FTX, coming out with better, I don't know, bypassing certain steps, making it more favorable for them to operate. You know, so this is looking at this. Then this is also looking at all the money where it went, including some of the political donations and who received. And I mean, it's all coming out. It's all coming out. I did want to show you guys this. This is Nansen that's tracking Binance's total assets, 59,649 million. A little bit lower than last night. I did show this last night, but this is still more than 10x of everyone else. In fact, Binance holds more assets than all other exchanges combined. Okay, Binance is more than, way more than anyone else. Coinbase said they have about 5 billion. Crypto.com, I looked at it, was 3.5. I think KuCoin was 2.5, right? And these are the biggest guys. So as for the withdrawals, perfectly normal at this point, okay? But I've been saying, if you guys are scared of Binance or Coinbase or any exchange out there, right? Safeguard your own crypto. Nothing wrong with that. Put your crypto in a ledger, right? Learn how to use it and be done with it, right? So you safeguard your own money. You don't have to worry about anything else, any other contagion that spreads. But as of right now, I think Binance is doing just fine. And there is a coordinated attack, once again, on crypto as a whole, okay? Not just Binance. So the group that was tasked to look at the proof of reserves for the major exchanges out there, including Binance, Crypto.com, and KuCoin, Mazar's group suspended all work, and then all the documents that they produced saying that, yeah, they audited, you know, the proof of reserves is good. All these exchanges are either one-to-one or over-collateralized, right? They removed all those reports. They just suddenly removed them, so you can't access them anymore. And then they're quiet on Twitter. They didn't explain why. All of a sudden, they're like, no, we're gone, right? So out of all the times, right, this is probably the worst time for this to be happening because there's a lot of fear right now, a lot of FUD being spread, especially on Binance right now. But just weeks before it was KuCoin.com, and weeks before that it was KuCoin, right? So this could not have come at a worse time. That's what we want to see, right? Why? Why do we want to see it? Especially for those of us in Bitcoin. Whenever DXY goes down, the dollar loses strength. Guess what happens? Strength goes into Bitcoin, and we see crazy rises for Bitcoin. Also correlates a lot with the 4-year cycle. But if you look at Bitcoin's growth, pretty much all happened during times when DXY started coming down. And Bitcoin's declines all came when DXY started going up. So right now, DXY is coming down. Still not that far down, but it is coming down. 10-year yield is showing it's going down. So all this adding to the fact that things will get better. Things will get better. Just maybe not today, but things will get better. And that is why this is measuring November. And we had one in November measuring October. October was the first glimpse at inflation tapering and slowing down, coming in lower than expected. We also had a PCE reading, which is similar, that came out a few weeks ago that also indicated the same thing. But now we have more confirmation. So that's month to month now, showing that inflation in the US is definitely being slowed down and even coming down. If you're looking at the overall inflation, the CPI number is now down to 7.1%. It was 7.8% last month, okay, in October. So that's a steep drop. And estimates were predicting that CPI would drop to 7.3%. So we came in better, 0.2% lower. Also, as for core inflation, okay, core inflation did still rise, but still less than expected. Core inflation was supposed to come in at 0.3%. We came in at 0.2%, and that's fantastic as well. So if you're looking at core inflation year over year, it's about 6% versus the 7.1%, right? So these are all fantastic stuff. But with their declaration today, okay, in their court filing, they did say now they recognize, again, Ethereum is a commodity. Recently, the CFTC chair did some kind of private event at Princeton and said he believes only Bitcoin is commodity. But in this filing, in this court filing today, okay, they stated that Bitcoin, Ether, and Tether and others, I don't know what, they could have just used something besides Tether, but they did. But they recognize Ethereum being a commodity once again, right? So this is positive. This is really positive. The last straw for Gary against Ripple, right? His last line of defense, I believe, is try to declare Ethereum a security. But I don't think it's that simple, because maybe CFTC is pushing back and say, hey, you guys are overstepping. They are not a security. You guys deemed them as a commodity, so they are ours. So that possibly is what's going on. Otherwise, maybe SEC would have declared that already. I don't know. But this is positive news. Okay, we'll take it. This is positive news.